Hello, this video is to help you understand math mountains and how we can use them to solve addition problems and subtraction problems. It focuses on helping us think about the partners and the whole, which is also known as the total. So this math mountain is a tool that we use to help us understand how the numbers work together when we have a total or a whole number and we want to break it up into parts. So let's say our number is 6. That's our total. That's our number we're working with. We can break 6 into numbers which are known as partners. So for example, 4 plus 2 can make 6. So the numbers at the bottom are what are known as the parts or the partners. And when we put them together or combine them, they create this number at the top known as the total. Students can use the math mountain to help them understand the relationship between the numbers and how you can add them together or subtract them from the total to get the other partner. So if we were to look at this math mountain and I didn't know one of the partners, I could find this number by using my math mountain and the numbers that I have available. This empty box is what is known as the unknown. So a lot of times students are thinking about story problems and thinking about what they're trying to figure out, which is known as the unknown. The unknown can be a partner or the unknown can be a total. So right now we have an unknown partner. So when we look at this math mountain, we can say, well, we know we have 6 things. And I know one part, which is 2. What is the other part that I'm missing? What is my unknown? So if we know the 2 partners at the bottom are for addition, and when we add them together to get our total, students have to realize the opposite of addition is subtraction. So a lot of times putting the minus sign on the sides of the mountain can help them think about how the 6 needs to take away one of the partners to get the other partner. So we can show this as 6 minus 2. Now, students have a couple options. They can start at 6 and count 2 back. So 2 go down this side, 1, 2. And if I know there's 2 here, how many more to get to 6? Well, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I have a nice visual to see how many should be on this side of the mountain. So students can visually see that we need 4 here to make a total of 6. So our unknown is 4. This is how we can find a missing partner. We can also write this equation as a missing addend or a missing partner. So it can also look like this depending on the type of problem that your child is trying to solve. So again, we can think, well, 2, and then how many more do I need to get to 6? A strategy that your child is learning about is counting on. So we can start with our 2 things, and then we can use our fingers to count up until we get to that total 6. So we would say we have 2, then this would be 3. This would be 4. This would be 5. And then this would be 6. And then your child can count how many fingers they needed to get to 6. And we can easily see they needed 1, 2, 3, 4 more to get to 6. So the math mountain gives a nice visual. Counting on using our fingers is what we do when we don't have a visual or we don't have things to count that we can physically touch, but we have our fingers to keep track. This time, our unknown is going to be at the top. So say we have 2 partners. We have 3 and we have 5. These are the two partners, and we know those two partners, when we combine them together, we're going to get the whole or the total. If your child is not ready to use their fingers yet, they can think about drawing that many on the mountain sides. So I need 3 on this side, and then I need 5 on this side. So your child may be drawing dots along their mountain, and that's okay. They need that visual to count. And now they can count all their dots. They can say, well, I know I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they have 8 total. So their equation would be 3 plus 5 equals 8. And this was the unknown that they were solving for. Your child should be able to write the equation, use the model, and then take that model and learn how to count on with their fingers. So, one strategy is to think about using the bigger number because we have less to count when we start with the bigger number. So you might want to encourage your child to find the number that is larger or greater and then count on from that number. But they need to have an understanding that this is 5. So they could say, I have 5 and I need 3 more to find my total if they were still trying to figure out what this number was here, this unknown. So they could say, I have 5 and then I need 3 more. So that would be 6, 7, 8. And that's 3 fingers, which is 3 more, and that gets them to the total of 8. We call that counting on. In this example, we are missing one of the partners, which is called a missing addend. So the total is 5, and we know one of the partners. So we can easily think about how to write our equation, and your child should be thinking about this. I know one of my partners is 2, and if I add it to the missing partner or addend, I will end up at the total, which I know is 5. And the total is always at the top. It's that whole amount that we're trying to get to. So now we need to think about how many more. So again, we can use the mountain. I have 2 on this side. And on this side, I need to think about how many more to get to 5. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I can see how many more dots I needed. I needed 3 more. They can also use their fingers to help think about this as well. So they can do counting on from the partner that they have and end up getting to the total that they need. So you can get your child to think about, well, how many do we have? So we have 2. I need to figure out how many jumps or how many more do I need to get to this total of 5. So what comes after 2? 3, 4, 5. And they can see that they had to use 3 of their fingers, and that's our missing partner or our missing addend. The other great thing about the Math Mountain is that students can see fact families. So if we're thinking about fact families, say our total is 8. And down here we have 2 as one of our partners. Again, we have a missing partner or a missing addend. So we know we have 2. 2 plus something equals 8, which again is our total at the top, that whole amount we're trying to find. I can also write this another way because I know that if I take the unknown partner and I add 2 more, I will get to 8. And then subtraction is the opposite of addition. So if I have 8 and I take away those 2 that I know I have, I can figure out how many I have left. Or another way to write this, I have 8. I can take away an unknown amount and figure out what that is to get to 2. So these are the 4 different equations that can be used to solve for the unknown. They go along with this math mountain. So visually, with our model, I have 2 on this side. And then I need to figure out how many more I need to get to 8 so I can fill in my unknown. So I'm going to count on from 2 because I already have 2 of them. So this would be 3, this would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I got to think about, well, how many dots did I draw to get to 8? And I can count that there are 6. And students can use their fingers again, but when the number gets past 5, they have to use both hands to solve this type of problem. So here we're going to solve 2 plus the unknown equals 8, which will help me also figure out that 8 minus an unknown number will get me back to 2. We have our visual, we know the unknown is 6, but then how would we use our fingers to get to that 6? So for this problem, addition, we can start with 2 and count until we get to 8. We can use our fingers. That would be counting on. So we start with 2, and then I'm going to say that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I have to think about how many fingers I needed. And if we count our fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we know we need 6 more to get to 8. We can also do it the other way. We can start with 8 and we can count backwards and get to 2. So we can say I have 8, and then how many do I need to get back down to 2? So I'm going to start with 8. I'm going to count down 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. I still used 6 fingers to get back to 2. So I have now proven that my unknown is 6. So this is how a math mountain can help your child understand addition, subtraction, finding missing partners, or finding missing totals, while also practicing counting on using their fingers. We want to move away from drawing dots to the next step, which would be counting on. I hope you enjoyed watching the video.